To edit your animation file in iMovie, you're going to go to your Launchpad, select it, go find the iMovie icon, double click it to open. It does take a few moments to launch. When it first starts up, you may have where it says file, actually where it says create new. If that happens, you will select create new and then choose movie. But in this case, mine opened up into the project media. So the first thing that it also may open up is photo library. If that happens, do select under project media, my movie, and then this is where you're going to start bringing in the files that you want to work with. In this case, I want to go grab some files. On the very top of the menu from iMovie, you're going to select File, Import Media, or Command I. Then you're going to go on the left-hand side, you're going to choose Desktop and go find the folder that you would like to import the files. So in this case, I'm going to import Cactus and then choose Import Selected. Go back to File, Import Media again to get sound files. You can also drag them into the project media window as well. So I'm going to go back this time and I'm going to go ahead and grab a song. And I'm going to hold down my my shift key. Start at the top. I'm going to grab these three files. So if you start from the top and hold your shift key down and then select the bottom file, then you can choose more than one at a time. Okay, the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to add a title before I put the movie file in. In iMovie, titles and backgrounds are located here. I want to go ahead and put a background first. So under backgrounds, I like to choose from these categories here, these gradient categories. So I'm going to choose blobs and I'm going to drag it to the timeline. You can minimize, make it larger by adjusting the settings. And anyhow, this is the colors currently of that. If I would like to change the colors, I can select the color palette and go and adjust color settings there until I get the looks and feel of what I want. I can adjust this. It's just trial and error. When I want to keep it, I'll just go ahead and click back on my timeline, and I'm now going to go to the titles. On the titles, I want to choose expand. I want to drag expand to above my title section. So if I move the playhead, it's above. The titles are in purple, so I'm going to double click on the title. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to type in the name of the animation project. I believe this is Cactus Flower. This is created by an amazing student of mine. I can come in here and change the text to this heavy text if I want, which I like. Click and double click this, move around, and I can adjust the colors if I wanted to. But I want to leave it white. I can also make it italics, bold. And if you click O, it will give it a nice outline, which was really nice. Okay, I don't like it italicized, so I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to also make it bold. Okay, I want to go ahead and keep that, so I'm going to click this check mark. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my media. When I select on my media, this will take me back to where my movie clips are. So I'm going to now drag the amazing movie file, your animation, down in the timeline. Again, I can make that smaller or larger. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play this. I'm going to move the playhead to the beginning and push play. And if you'll notice, the animation's coming in, but there currently is no sound. Your files will not have sound as well, so you're going to add them. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to go in and I want to add a sound clip. And this is actually a song, so I'm going to move it at the very beginning because I want it to start playing from when the file starts. I'm also going to move this scroll bar. I'm going to scrub all the way to the end. I'm going to hold, left click and hold and drag this song back because right now it's currently a little too long. I'm going to have it ending, so I'm going to leave that there. So if I were to play now, let's see what we have. You actually hear sound. Okay, I'll push the space bar. Now it's time to look at the sound and make adjustments. Well, actually, we'll do that at the end. So I'm going to teach you next how to add. I'm going to go back to the backgrounds. And I'm going to drag this nice, I'm going to go with the industrial. I'm going to drag that to my timeline. I'm then going to go to the title section, and you'll scrub with the scroll bar on the side, and you're going to go find the scrolling credits. And then I'm going to drag those and place those over this background. I'm going to extend this background and make it as long as the text so that it has a background all the way through. Then I'm going to double click in this purple box because that's the text so that I get the options. And then at that point you can come in here, you can change the title, and this is Cactus let's see, Cactus Credits. And then I'm going to go ahead and give the name of the person that created it, which was Claire C. And she is going to be, her job title is going to be the animation artist. Claire is also going to be the director. She can also make herself a producer and so on. I also would like for you to give credit to the name of your song. The name of my song is the Mad Picks Project. So I'm going to go song credits. Oops, can't type. Colon. Actually, song credits. And over here in parentheses, I'm going to type the name of whatever the song is. Actually, the Mad Picks Project. So I would put the name of it, the Mad Picks Project, quote, double quote, by Mickey Blue. Now notice it's too long, so I'm going to go click here and see if it'll allow me. I'm tabbing over so that it lines up. Okay, so you want to credit your song and make yourself a director, producer, whichever, and have fun with it. You'll also want to make your music also extend out so that it's as long and it plays all the way through the credits. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add sound. It is on the My Media tab. Your sound files are here. I currently have a really nice song by Mickey Blue in my timeline. This clip here is a heartbeat sound, and as well as this one. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this, click it, and notice there is a yellow box around it. I could choose only certain parts of the heartbeat if I wanted here, and then press play, and it will play what's after or wherever the playhead is at up here. But I'm going to go ahead and just drag the entire clip in. So I'm going to select it again, hold, left click, hold and drag, and take it and drop it in between the two clips. It is fine that it placed it on the bottom. It can place it up there or in the bottom. Either way, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to move my slider up here over so I can adjust the heartbeat sound because it's currently too long. So I'm going to click the yellow line. I want to select it, left click, and then hold and drag it by left clicking. And move the slider over, and then I'm going to continue doing that as well. And I want to make it about the size of my intro. Okay, now I'm going to go and play that. Okay, one of the things I'm noticing is that my music is too loud. I want to lower the volume of that, but I want it to get louder as it's here, but be lower so you can hear the heartbeat. So what I need to do is I need to cut the clip in between here and separate it. So I'm going to move the playhead right to where I want to do the cut. I'm going to come up to select the clip first of all that you want to cut, then move the playhead. Then go up to modify and split the clip. Okay? The next step is we're going to adjust the volume here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to left click and drag the yellow line down so that it's not so loud. Okay, the next step, I'm going to click back on the clip. You see these little circles with a black dot? You need to left click, hold and drag it to the right for a fade in. And then left click on this one and drag it to the left for a fade down. Okay, same thing for this clip. You can left click for a fade in and left click and drag for a fade down of that. So let's hear how that sounds. I can also increase the volume of the heartbeat. So I'm going to click on that and go up on the yellow band a bit so I can increase that sound. So let's try that. It's pretty loud, so I think I better take it down a notch. Let's see. Now, this one needs a fade in, so I actually can just left click and then drag to the right. And I want to lower the volume still a little on this. And let's play that. Okay, so I'm noticing that the credits aren't as fancy, so Claire or myself, I would have put a space in between this cactus and credits. Um, when it gets to the end, it's going to need a fade down of the music, so I'm going to go ahead and just click on here and do a fade down, if it'll let me. Actually, it automatically did it. I can see the line here. So iMovie at the end should also have a fade to black. Okay. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where to go to fade in from black and fade down to black at the end. So I want to do a fade in from black in the beginning and a fade down at the end. I'm going to go ahead and do the ending fade. I'm going to go ahead and move that playhead right where I want to place it. Go to the transitions and I want to choose fade to black. I'm going to select that and hold and drag it to the very end. Okay, so that way when it's finished it'll go to black. I'm also going to move the drag the fade to black and move it in the beginning. Now, when I did that, what happened is it moved my sound. So let me see. That's fine. If by chance it moved and resituated this, you might have to select it and drag it over. So you'll have a nice fade in from black and a nice fade down at the end. And that's what you need to do to complete your projects. At the very end, you will need to save the file. To share, I'm going to go from transitions to my media, move the playhead in the timeline, and then I'm going to go ahead and choose File, Share. I'm just going to choose Theater. So you can also choose YouTube at home and it'll automatically add it to your YouTube, but I need this file. So I'm going to ask you to save it as a theater. And then once you do that, it's actually going to start making the movie. So you can, when it's finished, you can go ahead and rename the project. It's not taking too long, so I'm going to sit here and wait till it's finished. The movie's made. I'm going to left click there once and I'm going to call this cactus flower. Okay. After that, I'm going to take this file and I would drag it to the folder that I'm going to save it to on my desktop. So I would left click, hold, and drag to my desktop folder. It's going to make it an MP4. That is the file you will upload to your YouTube, and it's also the file that you're going to place on the X drive. You will need to follow the instructions for that are on my website.